Claire Dunphy is standing in Hayley's doorway, holding a shoebox that isn't hers to hold. Inside are letters, notes, and proof that her 17-year-old daughter has been sneaking out, lying about where she's been, living an entire secret life underneath Claire's roof. Claire's face isn't just angry, it's something closer to panic. She marches downstairs, holding the box like it's evidence in a trial. How could you lie to me like this? Most viewers nod along. Of course, Claire is angry. But here's the strange part. A few minutes later, in that same kitchen, Jay Pritchett quietly drops a detail that changes everything. He tells Phil that Claire, at Hayley's age, was worse. A stolen boat, a wrecked car, weeks of lying to his face, sneaking out almost every night of one summer. Claire wasn't the exception to teenage chaos. She was the blueprint for it. And Jay adds one more thing, almost as an afterthought, that most fans skip right past. He admits he never actually caught her. Not once. She was that good at hiding it. So why does the woman who got away with all of this react like Hayley committed an unforgivable crime? That's what we're about to figure out. And if you enjoy looking at modern family characters from angles most people never think about, subscribe now, because this one completely changed how I see Claire. Most fans remember Claire as the family's control freak, but watch 3 specific moments back to back, and it stops looking like a personality quirk. Stotcho 1. Phil's open house is going fine until Claire walks in, takes over the staging, and starts redirecting buyers herself. Scene 2, a neighbor puts up better Halloween decorations, and Claire escalates an entire street into a lighting arms race over one house's reputation. Scene 3, her own kids' birthday parties stop being parties and start being events that have to be won, down to the theme, the guest list, and the reveal. 3 separate scenes. One pattern. Claire doesn't just like staying in charge. She becomes visibly distressed the moment she isn't. And that's where things get uncomfortable, because this instinct clearly comes from somewhere. Rewatch enough episodes, and one detail stands out harder than any other. The show repeatedly suggests Jay expected more from Claire than he did from Mitchell. There are flashback moments where Jay's patience with Mitchell is almost tender, even during Mitchell's hardest years. Claire remembers her own childhood very differently, and she says so directly, more than once, usually half joking, in the kind of tone people use when something still actually hurts. But that wasn't even the real wound. There's a smaller scene buried in a Halloween-themed episode that most fans treat as pure comedy. Claire has a full-blown, disproportionate fear of clowns. The show eventually traces it back to one specific memory, Jay scaring her with a clown costume as a kid, specifically to stop her from misbehaving. It's played as a joke. But sit with it for a second, a parent using fear to manage a child, and decades later, a daughter using management to survive her own fear. The parallel is hard to ignore, even if the show never says it outright. But Jay wasn't the only parent shaping this. There's a quieter thread running through the show involving Claire's mother, Dee Dee, unpredictable, dramatic, the kind of parent who could turn a family dinner into a scene without warning. Claire, more than once, admits how hard she's worked to never become her. 2 very different parents, 2 very different kinds of chaos. And somewhere in between them, Claire built herself into a version of order neither of them ever gave her. That's not something the show hands you outright. It's something you only notice once you're looking for it. There's a moment, mid-fight, where Hayley doesn't just call her mother controlling. She reaches for something sharper. She calls her a psycho, the kind of word built to get a reaction. And for once, Claire doesn't fire back immediately. There's a half second where the word just lands quiet, like it hit something true. That flicker matters more than the argument around it. It's the closest the show ever gets to showing Claire's guilt out loud. So when Claire looks at Hayley's shoebox full of secrets, she isn't just seeing a broken rule. She's seeing a 17-year-old girl in a stolen boat who got away with everything, with a father who never even noticed how close it came to disaster. That's the moment that changes how this whole character reads. Claire's need to stay ahead of everyone, may have never really been about obedience. It may have been about making sure her kids never got away with the kind of thing that could have ended her. If this rewatch is worth your time so far, subscribing genuinely helps this kind of deep dive keep getting made, and there's more of this waiting right after this video. Now the show refuses to let Claire off easy, and neither should we. Watch the pattern of damage stack up the same way we stack the evidence for her. Stats 1. Alex sits at a family dinner and says out loud that nobody in this house really pays attention to her, while Haley and Luke's chaos eats up all the oxygen in the room. Stow 2. Haley, cornered again about her choices, snaps that her mother treats her like a problem that needs managing instead of a person who needs understanding. Scone 3. Phil, usually endlessly patient, hits a rare breaking point during a high-stress event. Claire has completely taken over. And the silence that follows says more than the argument itself. 3 scenes, 1 conclusion. Claire's need to hold everything together isn't just protecting her kids. It's also quietly wearing them down. But then there's a scene where Claire isn't managing anything at all, and it might be the most honest moment she gets in the entire show. It's her 40th birthday. No staging, no takeover, no plan. Just Claire quietly panicking about getting older, feeling invisible in a way none of her usual tools can fix, ending up somewhere she shouldn't be, doing something a little reckless, a little too close to the girl she used to be. Phil finds her. He doesn't manage her. He just sits with her. And for once, Claire isn't the one holding everything together. She's the one falling apart, quietly, in front of the one person who never needed her to perform for him. Even her run for city council fits the same shape, ambition on the surface. But the reason she gives for running isn't about policy, it's about being underestimated her whole life. Starting with her father. Pritchett's closets lands the same note, faster and quieter, the moment she's finally the one in charge, but stopping here would still be misleading, because Claire does change, and the show gives us evidence for that too. Watch her let Haley walk away from a traditional college path without the fight everyone expects. Watch her step back and give Alex space during a moment that used to be an automatic trigger for Claire to step in. Watch her let Luke exist in his own chaotic orbit without narrating every mistake he's about to make. None of these moments come with a speech. They're small, yet almost easy to miss if you're not looking for them. The tragedy was never that Claire turned into her father. The tragedy is that somewhere along the way, she quietly decided that love meant never letting go of the wheel, even long after the road stopped being dangerous. Maybe Jay never caught Claire, but Claire spent the next 20 years making sure she caught everyone else. She got away with the stolen boat. She got away with the lies. She got away with all of it. Maybe that's the part she never forgave herself for. Maybe that's exactly why she spent the rest of her life making sure her own kids never could. Not because she wanted to hold on to them, because she knew exactly what it looked like when nobody was paying attention. So was Claire really the family's control freak? Or was she a woman still trying to protect her kids from the version of herself she never wanted them to become? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you want more of these deep dives into the characters you thought you already understood, subscribe, because there's a lot more Modern Family left to take apart.